support, is that part of the children's
services?
Yes.
Okay. Yes,
So do you have, because I know you have sibling camps, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's not with the child, is it? That's for them to...
It's for the siblings.
Just for the siblings.
Yeah. So again, it's broken down into age groups. So we have a 5 to 8 year old sessions, which is run by a qualified play therapist. It's a bit wordy. And it's more structured. So it's not just go out and have fun. It is more structured sessions. So it's Saturday sessions that run consecutive for a few weeks, and families drop their children off here at Interchange, and the kids, it's sort of a structure, and it's usually theme based. So it's it can be pirates or circus or whatever the theme they choose is, and the activities are sort of based around that, aiming to get that sort of openness to share if they want. And then it's the 9 to 12s, which we changed because we found that these older kids wanted to just go and do like what their siblings were doing and go and have fun. So it's a similar type setup of, we go to fun fields or we go whatever. It could be anything. So whatever the kids, usually they try and choose what they want to do, and then the next time we do it. So
and are they taught how to be more supportive of their sibling, or is it all about them?
I know, obviously, because our play therapist she tries to run most of the activities where she can across all the ages, is that when it is brought up, and usually in the 9 to 12 groups, it's a very natural conversation that's occurring amongst two kids, and the staff are listening out for those things that suggestions are slipped in, or and it can be sometimes quite negative towards their sibling with a disability, and it's a forum where they can share that quite openly, and it's fine, it's accepted. Yeah, my brother or sister does that too. It's really annoying, isn't it? So
because the reality is, it is annoying.
That's right.
As parents,
and yes, they get more attention, and
to say that really gives me parents.
Mum and Dad spend way more time with her than they do with me, or and to be able to relate with someone else that goes,
without feeling guilty about it.
And it's so it's very natural how it occurs. And then there's the teen group, so that is more camps.
And does that normally go as the kids grow up? Like, do they ever start as teenagers, or
yes, they can.
Okay.
They can start as teenagers depending on when obviously the child's registered, and but a lot of them we see go right through. So we've just started an adult sibling program based on need. So they've all moved through, and they're like, well, what now?
Wow.
And it doesn't go away.
That's right.
So they organise their own.
Love on those camps. You're okay with that?
That's all right. If they're being more responsible.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
So
I think we've found as well with the teenage siblings, they'll often move into volunteering as well, which is fantastic.
I've met a few of them. They're just lovely.
Yeah.
Just so nice. Yeah.
So, and we do run an all ages sibling camps. And the older ones look after the younger ones, and it just works really well. So
I find, we've discussed this, haven't we, about with our other children, that one of the wonderful byproducts is the fact that our kids are so good with others.
Yes.
Whether they're special needs or not, they're just really
tolerant
because they're used to it with their siblings.
Yeah, especially with the younger kids, like their friends, brothers and sisters. Patty's just so sweet.
It is, it's lovely.
Kind, yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, that all sounds really good, and we'll put links on our website and probably up on the YouTube.
So when you say, when you say waiting lists, because waiting lists can vary from, say, 1 year to 5 years. How long would you say your waiting list is? Is that a bad question?
No, it's okay.
Can you blooper this out?
No, it's fine. Because you will ring and we will tell you. We can't tell you if it's going to be a month or two, up to 3 years. So we've got families on there that have sat on that list for over 3 years.
Okay.
So, and I can't remember if I mentioned earlier, you need to live in one of the 3 municipalities, so I don't think I did.
So which one, which,
So Shire of Yarra Ranges,
Yes.
Maroondah or Knox
and
are
they're
the
quite
3
large.
new
That's
services.
for
That's a
Adelaide.
big
large
area.
area.
Yeah. So to be eligible, you must reside in one of those municipalities, and
Yeah.
the child must live at home.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
can't be in full-time care. Yeah.
So are there, do you think it's just does it depend on what service they're looking at
as to
whether or not they're on a waiting list?
so
so with
no,
the
regardless, you'll go straight onto that list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it's depending on what programs they're wanting and what vacancies there are available in those particular programs.
That's right.
You know?
So at the moment, as it sits, there's over 270 families sitting on that list.
Wow.
So it's very
It's
big.
very hard, isn't it?
And we can't, unfortunately, keep up with the demand versus how much we intake. So
That's
it
right,
far
'cause-
exceeds it.
And so for our viewers, is the fact that people can volunteer of benefit to you with that? Whether it's with the host families or what have you, or?
Unfortunately, no, because we've got set funding for set programs,
Right.
we can only run what we have funding for.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
we'd love to run more, but
Yeah, well, you can only do so much,
Yeah,
can't you?
that's right.
Hopefully
Can
there'll
people
be-
bring their own funding?
absolutely. So,
Okay.
and that falls into the one-to-one support.
Oh,
which,
right, okay.
Yeah, is under adults and children. So, and to be eligible for that, you don't have to you can reside anywhere for one-to-one. So,
Oh,
we
okay.
would service any area.
So if you can bring your own funding, you can access the services.
Yes. Yeah.
Adults has actually introduced because our funded programs, our funded recreation programs are for 18 to 24-year-olds.
Mhm.
So, and then we obviously had the big gap of anyone who's over 24.
Yeah.
What happens? So we now have a purchased options program where they can purchase camps, purchase day activities, etc. for fee for service.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that because Interchange just hasn't been around long enough for those people to grow older than that yet?
No.
We've been around 30 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we've got a lot of, we've had to introduce that because we were finding there was no room for new families to come on.
Okay.
So they're coming up from children's,
Yeah.
but we still had so many 30-plus-year-olds
Yeah.
on our
Mm.
programs that we've had to put a more definite age limit.
And
in
how do
place.
people fund that then? Through the new NDIS or something?
Oh, currently through ISPs, some self-fund, and there is some external brokerage you can get from other agencies,
Okay.
depending what you're after.
It's very confusing.
Because it's, at
Yeah, it
the moment
is.
especially, there is such an influx of people getting diagnoses.
Yes.
That, they are all
Yeah.
grown up.
Yeah. So we're encouraging families now to be contacting DHS intake to be asked to be put on the DSR, so that eventually when the NDIS is rolled out,
What's DSR, sorry?
it's the Disability Services Register.
Okay.
So it's registering your child that has a disability with DHS.
Yeah.
And when the NDIS comes in, that'll be where they're looking.
Oh, okay. So how old do they have to be to do that?
Any age.
Diagnosed.
Yeah.
It's how you're going to be accessing all the services.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to.
So yeah, I'll
An elaborate assessment.
We've just done the whole pension thing and that was fun. So, but I guess that's what we've got to do.
Yeah.
We've got to do it.
Yeah.
So who do you
Another
call
form.
for that department? You just call their...
Just call the Department of Human
hotline.
Services and ask for intake and triage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Something else to do.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
another
Pop that on
thing.
the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a note.
Oh no, it's good to get in early. I always
Yeah,
think,
absolutely.
because
Yeah.
if I had a child that was diagnosed now, I'd call everywhere and put him on waiting list,
Yep.
because there's just waiting lists.
Yes,
like,
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if
but
you
then
have a
you've
case
got to think
manager.
you've had a few years to settle into the
Mm.
to the mindset
Mm.
of being a mother with a child with a disability. When you first get your diagnosis, it's like, oh my God, what the hell do I
Where
do?
do I
So you're not
begin?
really thinking about those things to start with.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just all how much.
Well, that's what I did. As I said, I spent 7 days being sad, but on the 8th day, I did start making calls.
Mm.
So,
I made calls as well, but I didn't know what was out there necessarily.
Mm.
oh, it would have been harder for you
huge.
though,
Mm.
because
Yeah, because it was before
yes,
then, yeah.
that's right. And I had the Helping Children with Autism package.
Okay.
So that made a big difference. Like you kind of felt a little bit of support there.
Yeah.
Whereas, what would you do?
No,
Like,
I just had to find everything myself. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
Such a gap.
Oh,
But,
huge,
yeah.
huge. Even recreational things, everything. I organised. My 13-year-old, he did karate, so I checked with the karate teacher if he would do a special needs karate class. So we started that, and I rang around, found one for the disabled, things like that. It was just all. There just wasn't a lot available, and there wasn't a lot that was actually offered. Like the paediatrician basically said, here's some books. I started a blog because the books that I was given were just so vile about these poor women that had been sexually molested because they'd been misdiagnosed and things like that. And I just thought, nah, I'm not. Firstly, that's not going to happen to my girls. Secondly, I want people to be able to read the blog, and this is why we started this as well, so that people could watch it and say, oh, maybe I could cope with that. Because I read these books and I thought, no. It was just horrible. It was really horrible.
Yeah.
So we just don't want it to be taboo, do we? We just want it to be
accepted. It's all about acceptance, and once people accept autism or any disability, it's going to be better for everybody. It's going to be better for parents, siblings, the children.
And all children, and all society.
children,
Because, our school that Beth went to primary school with, they've got quite a high ratio of special needs kids. It was a mainstream school. And the kids there are just lovely. They're so good because they're so accepting, because these kids were in the classroom with them.
Yeah.
So it's what society has to be about, because there are more and more kids getting diagnoses. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Anyway. All right, shall we move on to adult services then?
Sure, no worries. So I'll start with the recreation, because that seems to be what most of the viewers are interested in.
Yeah.
So we have our adult recreation program, which is the one that I mentioned, the 18 to 24-year-olds. And that's the same as camps, day activities on the weekends. We try to make them interest-based. So like last weekend they went to the V8 supercars, a group of 5 guys that just love cars. And then they might have fishing trips or a weekend down at the hot springs, things like that. So to try and match them according to your interests. The eligibility for our adult rec program is the same as the Shire, the Yarra Rangers, Knox City Council and Maroondah. And that's block funded through DHS as well, so therefore it's just you pay activity costs, so it is a minimal cost to the family. Of course, if your activity is something like the V8 supercars where the tickets are $100 each, then it might be, the cost might go up a little bit, whereas if it's a pizza and skating night or something like that, it's a bit different, a bit less. So yeah, that's our weekend groups. We also have our after work social club, which kind of came about because we had some participants who accessed our group sites and they just had nothing to do in the afternoons. So it's a Thursday fortnightly and Friday monthly, and it's the same group of guys with the same staff members, and they get together at the start of the year or the start of the 6-month block and they plan their 6 months. So you've got the consistency of staff, you've got friendships forming, and they're all really accountable as to what they're doing week to week because they've chosen it. So that's our after work social club.
Is that the workers that work for Enterprise, or is this
It
social
started that way, but
Okay.
it's not anymore. So now it's whoever applies.
Yeah.
And you'll usually get 6 months, and then we'll put a new intake in for the next 6 months,
Okay.
depending on interest and how many people want to do it, and whether it's going to be a good group dynamic. So with a lot of the adult staff, because we don't use volunteers, well, most of the time we don't use volunteers, it is around group dynamic and making sure that this group is going to work well together, that they're going to enjoy spending time together.
So are there many girls involved in the...
Yeah.
So what would they do on the
So
weekend?
depends on their interests.
Do they go watch the Super?
No. So there's been weekends down at Hot Springs,
Okay.
which is
Oh,
generally
cool.
you find more girls
Yeah.
are interested in that.
Maybe we
They,
could just fake it.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, generally it's
It's a mixed group.
group.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't separate or anything. It's just because it's interest based. You'll
Okay.
find that
Yeah.
different interests,
Mhm.
different things. Yeah. So the concerts and things like that, you'll get a mixed group. They went to a John Farnham tribute
Okay.
show the other night,
Oh.
and obviously that was a mixed group and had
I'm
a ball.
surprised they would know who John Farnham is at this age.
No, they do. Or
They're doing Elton John's in
they do.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Musicals, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit of mixed. Yeah.
Oh wow, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
I'll have to sneak into one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they do more better things than what I do. Like,
And yeah, they do have just going out for dinner so that you can keep the costs down so that you're not having to pay $100 every time because
Yeah.
people can't afford that.
dinner and a movie, and that
Yeah.
that's enough, really.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's something to do.
Yeah.
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 Yeah.